Yo, okay, I got a PM from a dude, black man, and he wanted to know why is it that, why do black men have to fake it to make it in terms of always having to act white? Honestly, man, I see where you're coming from, okay? When you think about white professional America, there's the formal side to it, but then there's the informal side. You know, anybody who's ever worked in a office sort of setting knows what I'm talking about. You know, you're doing your job, you know, so you have your formal interactions between, you know, employees and managers. You know, you act accordingly based off of your title and your rank. But then there's also the informal side. And I think that's what you're trying to speak about. Why is it that, you know, we always have to fit in with what they're trying to do, you know, on the informal side of white working America? Well, honestly, they're the majority. They're the majority. So it's going to have their tone. You know, think about it. I don't know if you've ever had a diverse group of friends, but when, let's say, a non-black friend comes over to my house, okay, the majority, and I'm having some sort of kickback or, you know, get together, and the majority of people there are black. We're going to talk a certain way, we're going to act a certain way because we are in the majority. So he kind of has to fit in. It's as simple as that. And vice versa. You know, when I go to a friend who may be white or Hispanic and I go to a social event that he or she is having, the majority of people may be white or they may be Hispanic. So I'm more so fitting into what they're trying to say and how they're trying to communicate because they are in the majority. Okay, so it's their jokes, their type of communication, and you know, you're just trying to be respectful. Okay, you know, you're trying to be courteous. You know, you don't want to make things awkward. But like I said, you know, we're in the minority, so we have to fit in. You know, what black men need to understand is that there are other minorities in professional America as well. There's Hispanics, and they will say the same thing. You know, why is it that I have to act white and I can't be Hispanic? You know, I'm sure there's some Indians and Asians that feel the same way. When you don't make up the majority, okay, you're not playing on your rules. It's as simple as that. And like I said before, that's just work life, okay? Outside of work, do what you have to do. But you're not going to work to have fun. You're not going to work to you know, get to know people and be best friends and people can like you. Yo, you're going to work to get a job done. And when you're done with work, you can go home and do whatever you want to do. You can speak a certain way. You know, Lord knows if, you know, the people I work with, if they ever saw me outside of work, they would have no clue, right, that I'm one of their colleagues or whatever they want to call me. They would have no clue. You know, I think I told you this before. I ran into a student at the mall, okay, and, you know, he ran up to me and his mother was like, oh my gosh, what's my son doing? Oh my gosh, you know what I mean? Because I didn't necessarily look like a teacher, you know what I mean? I'm chilling. I don't even know what I was wearing, right? I probably had some Jordans on or some blazers on. I don't know what I had on. You know, so I'm just lounging, chilling, relaxing. I think I was probably with my boys or whoever. And the mother was shocked. Oh my gosh, what's my son doing? And it wasn't until she found out that, you know, I was his teacher, then things changed. So what I'm trying to say is who I am outside of work is completely different, and I'm okay with that. Because when I'm at work, I'm just trying to make money, and I'm trying to make sure things go through smoothly. So if I have to laugh at a joke that's not funny, right, I have to laugh at a joke that's not funny, right? Why? Well, you know, the majority of people that I work with are white. Their world, their rules. They set the tone informally, okay? Like I said, if you go to a place of business that's predominantly Indian, okay, how they're going to interact informally is going to be Indian, so you're going to be fitting in and you're going to be somewhat uncomfortable. It's as simple as that, okay? But I have to say this before I get out, you know, we'll get away from this video. What I really have to say is I think a lot of black men have to understand that there's something called professionalism as well. That is universal. Let's say I'm a black business owner and I want to hire black men and black women to work for me. Okay? Don't think for 1 second that you're going to come to the interview relaxing. You're going to come in a V-neck, some Levi's, a Yankees fitted, and some Nikes on, and yeah, what's going on? Yeah, I can work for you, and it's going to be mad and informal. Oh, you want something to drink? No. You're still going to have a suit on when you come to work. I'm still going to expect you to act in a certain way and to conduct yourself professionally, because we're trying to make money. Number one goal is to make money. That's why you're there. Okay? I don't care. Obviously it's cool that my workforce is predominantly black, so, when my workers are acting informally, okay, that lunchtime talk, that cooler talk, they can feel comfortable with who they are. Okay, they don't have to worry about somebody saying a joke that may be too offensive or somebody making some sort of racial slur. That's great. But for the most part, I'm going to expect you guys to act professionally. You're going to come to work, in terms of how I mandate, so whether it's formal or, work casual, whatever you want to call it, that's how it's going to be. So yeah, things would be comfortable if, as black people, we had our own. So we had our own sort of environment where we make up the majority, but it's still going to be pretty professional. Okay, you still got to have a suit. You still got to have a tie. You're still going to have to take the earrings out. If you got tattoos, your tattoos are still going to have to be covered up, because we're trying to make money. I'm not doing it for fun. I'm not going to hire you just because you're black. I'm hiring you because I feel like you're professional and you can get the job done. So, I understand where you're coming from, and for other black men as well, don't get me wrong, but it's a sticky situation. What you guys have to remember is you're not there to have fun, you're not there to make friends. Your primary role is to get there and get the job done, be great at it, and then when you go home, you can do whatever the hell you want to do. Whatever you want to do. Nothing is stopping you. But a place of business is a place of business. And in terms of being uncomfortable and not acting like yourself, guess what? It's something that you have to get used to. There's other minority men in working America that will say the same thing that black men are saying. Right? We can't control the informal environment of professional America because the majority of professional America is white. Okay, it's as simple as that. So as long as you are not in the minority, you're going to have to fit in informally. But guess what? You don't necessarily have to participate. Like I said, you can come in and do your 9 to 5. My co-workers, they kick it all the time. They have the little buddy friendships here and there. I show my face occasionally so that people know that I'm cool and that, I like people. I'm not going to come to work and kill everybody. But for the most part, I don't even kick it with them like that. So if they're having their conversations, I may chip in. They're talking about the Lakers or football or baseball. But for the most part, I don't even really vibe with them like that anyways. I do my stuff here and there, but for the most part, they do their own thing. I do mine. So I know I said a lot in this video, and it's really a touchy situation, but hopefully you guys were able to follow me, especially for the user who wanted me to do this video. Hopefully, more importantly, you were able to understand where I'm coming from, because I definitely hear you. So, that's my vid. Y'all take it easy. God bless. Really fast, let me add something on. Also, be careful what you wish for. Oftentimes people, black people, we feel uncomfortable sometimes working in predominantly white environments. But go ahead and talk to somebody that works in a predominantly black environment and listen to some of the horror stories that they have to say with doing that, in terms of people not being professional or people being too comfortable. Okay? To me, obviously, ideal would be a healthy balance of professionalism and being able to informally communicate with your coworkers and maybe your upper management sort of people. But you have to be careful. Sometimes you need that diversity in terms of being around people who don't necessarily think like you, okay, because there's a level of uncomfort that is healthy, as opposed to being in an environment where people get way too comfortable, and honestly, you start to, that is a whole other set of things that can piss you off and make you frustrated. I remember I had a couple of summer jobs where, the staff was predominantly black, and there was a lot of bullshit going on. We were having fun and we were laughing, but work wasn't getting done to the proper standard, and we always got in trouble. And I've been in work environments where, my coworkers and I had nothing really in common, and I had to force myself to laugh at their jokes. But we got our work done, okay? And when we got our reviews and, we got our little raises here and there, we sure enough met those quotas and those goals. So, like I said, it's a balance. I had to add that in there. Be careful what you wish for.